years that didn't work. The nation failed and broken, faded and then burnt, and the crumbles and the ashes, they settled in a purse, were the ruins of an empire, the people we once were. We were laughing up towards Lake Street, and she motioned towards the church. She said the hardest thing they asked me is, Amanda, does it hurt? 'Cause it's not pain, it's more like pressure on the edges of my eyes. I see scales and bloody feathers when I look into the lights, and my password is be honest, and my network has evolved, and I can't guarantee pick up every time that you call. And it's spooky when they all go away, and it's strange how they just disappear. Really sucks getting sick on the bus. It's even worse when the teenagers cheer. Ain't it funny how we all get by, but not the way that makes us laugh? Well, the lust burns off into handshakes and hugs. In the end, it comes down to the cash. I was calling from the car park when they kicked in the door. They pulled their pistols from their holsters, put the people on the floor. It's not the fear, it's the frustration. Getting sick of being scared. Pulled your princess to her feet, made a handle from her hair, and I was thinking about the progress. How a change is gonna come. I was hearing the announcements, running from the guns, desperation fueled the dancers. There's the sadness and the sex, lingered over dinner, we ran out on the check, and our safe word is still stop it, stop it, and our style is self-involved, and I can't guarantee pick up every time that you call. You know something, how the people switch partners? Yeah, you just gotta wait your turn. It's really hard getting kicked in the heart. It's even worse watching big buildings burn. You know, it's strange how it all fades to black just when it starts to feel really nice. I was banging around your party trying to locate all the love and the light. And the speed had crested early, and then it ran its course. So I showered and got ready, and I started on my chores. It was rushing through my blood, it was coming from my pores, and my heart was charging forward, and I threw up off the porch. We were leaping up towards Lake Street, she motioned towards the church. Said the hardest thing they asked me, Samantha, does it hurt? 'Cause it's not pain, it's more like pressure, but in some ways that's much worse. The ruins of an empire, the people we once were. If revolution's really coming, then we'll all need to be well. So maybe it's just best if we both take care of ourselves. Hey, thanks so much. I'm Craig Finn. I'm very pleased to be here. Huge thanks to Lisa and Holly for opening the show. Huge thanks to John and Matt and the Mountain Goats for having me. I'm having a great time on this work. Very excited to be in Albuquerque for, I believe, my third time. I normally play, a lot of the times I play in a band called the Hold Steady. I also have 5 solo records. I was born in Boston. I grew up in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I live in New York City. And I really love geography. This song about that love of geography. It's about a guy from Amarillo, Texas. Yeah, you like that? And he moves up to Buffalo, New York. And I know in Amarillo they say Amarillo, Texas, but they don't necessarily know that in Buffalo. So that's how this guy got the nickname, the Amarillo Kid. This is the story. I was born down in the handle. I was brought up by the strap. When the devil starts to show up in your dreams, it's hard to get your dreams back. If I lost my sense of wonder, you can blame it on the banks. The scammers and the skimmers, they swim around together. And every dealer has a fish tank. The numbers never lie, but they also never tell the whole truth. Deanna's on the passenger side with the Buffalo Blues. She said the guys that you'll be meeting with won't be easily impressed. And if your whole thing's where you're coming from, wonder why you left. I used to play first-person shooters. I spent days inside those games. The speed made my head like a cockpit computer till the wings came off the plane. I was deep in debt and desperate. I met this Hesher and his henchman. I put on my only suit and I walked up to the interview. I applied for the position. When the whole thing finally happened, they flew me out to Buffalo, New York. The terms are much different than what we first discussed, but I was grateful for the work. Tiana was the girl that used to ride around and wait in the car. The gig was pretty good, they just always need to know where you are. And they gifted me a CRV, decent place to live, a pistol and a nickname. I'm the Amarillo Kid. Dispatch and delivered. Shelter drive in winter weather. 30 minutes so the next one is free. Still feels like forever. Deanna, now I know that you were only there to watch me work. I couldn't see staying on just to maintain the way that we were. Well, the ashtray is the bathtub. There's a stovetop kitchenette. Wallpaper is jaundiced, still a step ahead. Didn't think they'd have the wherewithal to hunt me down out west. I sold half of it in Wichita, wrapping up the rest. So darling, sit down on the bed, maybe have another hit. Listen to the legends of the Amarillo Kid. Listen to the legends of the Amarillo Kid. Thank you so much. I lived in New York for the last 23 years, and I haven't written a lot of songs about New York because it feels intimidating, and oftentimes I feel like I'm still visiting. And I've written a lot of songs about my hometown of Minneapolis, but sometimes I think that maybe it'd be easier if I wrote songs about New Jersey. It's close. It's less intimidating, but There's this one songwriter I really like that seems to be doing really good writing songs about New Jersey, and seems like he's got it covered. John Bon Jovi, right?
He's a hack!
No, I'm just kidding. I'm talking about Glenn Danzig. I got one song about New Jersey. It goes like this. I should say it takes place in New Jersey, especially, most specifically, a place called Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Some people usually don't clap for that. I met Jessamine in Cherry Hill, the dress all done in daffodils. Sticker on her skateboard that said speed kills, and it probably just did what it said. I only knew her for like 3 weeks straight. The whole time we were wide awake. You know, Trent makes, the world takes. She had a spray painted over her bed. We used to hang around in her room, getting off in all the gloom and the doom, watching cavemen and the cartoons, playing xylophones made out of bones. She was sexy but still death obsessed. She said bloodshed makes such a mess, but you really don't even have to market it. Ad pretty much sells itself. I should have asked her before she departed, how did all these wars get started? Why do rival crews show up at the same parties if they hate each other so much? It's like they're secretly in love. She says suspicion isn't wisdom. Don't the drums just look like doves? There was something laying siege to her kingdom. She never really said what it was. The incense burned to ashes. Sunrise was unsure. Jessamine must have had some dreams, but she never really said what they were. She never really said what they were. I should have... I'm sorry. We sort of ended how we began, with Jessamine meeting a man, liking that man just a little bit more than the boys she had before. Well, I hadn't really seen her since. Guess this new guy's some kind of prince. I guess his castle was a front for a fence. And then the whole damn city got warm, and I was trying to ride out that storm. Cause the rain is inconsistent, the thunder's insincere, cause it makes a big commotion, but eventually it clears. I went out to San Francisco, and some sailors stole my shirt. Sitting on the passenger side of the taxi, the first time that I heard. She was proudly speeding, no one else was hurt. Jessamine must have had some dreams, but she never really said what they were. She never really said what they were. So I think I know the answer to this question, but I'll check anyways. In fact, we've got some punk rockers here, right? I thought so. You can feel the energy, you know? So, when I was a young man, I was in 8th grade, and I first started getting into punk rock. I got really obsessed with that whole thing about, like, wanting to be a real punk versus a fake punk, you know? Something about that age, that felt very important to me. And I didn't really know how to go about it. And this is before the internet, so back then we went to, the main source for information like this was some dude in your neighborhood. And I went to some dude in my neighborhood who I thought might know more than I did. And I said, you know, I want to be a real punk. I don't want to be a fake punk. I want to own this thing. What can I do? And he said, dude, Craig, it's actually really easy. Good. What should I do? And he said, there's a band called Black Flag. And if real punks have seen Black Flag play live, fake punks haven't. And this is long enough. I'm 52 years old. This is a long time ago. This is 1986. And so it's not impossible at all. So I'm pretty psyched. And in fact, that spring, Black Flag announces a tour. And they announce they're coming to my hometown of Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I go down to the record store and I buy a ticket. And that is not only a ticket to see Black Flag live, that is a ticket to me being a real punk. I'm on my way and I'm feeling pretty good about it, but a terrible and very unpumped thing happens. I'm not totally in control of my whole thing at this time, and my parents announce that we are going on vacation. So I missed the show. I figured, you know, I'll get them next time, right? You know, I can postpone it. Well, I just looked this up on the internet. That show was on June 11th, 1986. On June, I believe, 23rd, 1986, Black Flag broke up. And I was forever doomed to walk this earth as a fake punk. And I've come to peace with it. Years of therapy, but I still weirdly use it as a metric. You see Black Flag, you're a real punk. Haven't seen Black Flag, you're a fake punk. And people come up, you know, people say when I do this rap, that this is totally unfair. I was born in 1992 or whatever, you know. I have no chance. And I say, well, what I've learned about punk is it's not fair. And that's what this song's called. It's never been a fair fight. It goes like this. I met Vanessa right in front of her building. She was vague in taste and drowning. She said she's got a new man and he's in a new band and they got a new sound. Yeah, well, hardcore's in the eye of the beholder. I got a broken heart from 1989. I was holding my head and my hands from the heat. There were elbows in my eyes. Vanessa said that there's threads that connect us, flags and wars we should never accept. And Angelo said that there's snake in the smoke from the cigarettes. Alan isn't all that concerned. He said it's mostly about what you wear to the show. I think the scene's gonna fall apart pretty soon. I heard a song that I liked on the radio. Things change quickly. Just remember I still love you. And I'll circle around the block tonight between 9 and 10 o'clock tonight. You're still standing there, I'll take that as a sign. You agree it was a sucker punch. Punk is not a fair fight. It's never been a fair fight. It's never been a fair fight. Goddamn rules. Said that they'd be cool, but there were so many goddamn rules. Some industrial vampire had it scratched into his skin. Someone's got something from the store down the street. Someone got their head kicked in. If the cops shut down the show, just remember that we tried. And I'll meet you at that place we crashed in 1999. If you're still staying there, I'll take that as a sign. With the trucks, they all ganged up on you. It's never been a fair fight. It's never been a fair fight. It's never been a fair fight. Everybody's talking about a song and his laughter. Wait a minute, sorry, I know I'm doing this. Yeah, I went to the service. I didn't know what to say. There we go. Here we go. Everybody's talking about a joie de vivre. It's the French part. Guess I didn't see it that way. A song snap off the filter. I guess he liked how it burns. Everybody's talking about a song and his laughter. Guess I'm still not sure. Yeah, I knew he was hurting. I was not exactly walking in bright light. Yeah, I knew it could happen. It's never been a fair fight. It's never been a fair fight. It's never been a fair fight. There were times when all that freedom had me wasted wild and bored, shooting through the ceiling, shaking off the desert storm, reaching out for something, trying to let go of the floor, open heart for something to hold on to. Stretching at the truth, trying to seem a little hard, scratching at the 8 ball, the back half of the bar. Used to always roll the rounds with my magic marker. Some nights it just feels good to write your name. Later on we'd end up the after hours house with a guy who took the money with a fish hook in his mouth. Pretty girls all burning holes, cushions to the couch. Times we saw dawn kick in the windows. Spent the best part of the summer trying to come up with a plan. Made a couple little changes, and I met up with a man. Did something kind of strange, but I made like 16 grand. Hope I never have to pull that trick again. Hope I never have to pull that trick again. I went out west and tried to double it. Lost it all, tried to recover it. Got pistol whipped in Portland. Oh Lord, I got so much of it. Had trouble with my numbers for some time. Some priest, he got me clean. The VA fixed my face. I came home behind the counter, started working at my uncle's place, mostly taking orders, shaking cans of paint. Someone had to help me make the change. Oh, it's been 20 years since what we call the accidents. Everybody knows. No one ever mentions it. Everybody's talking about the president. Me, I'm never sure what I should say. And I'm still working at my uncle's place. Still drive around in darkness, but mostly staying straight. Pretty girls up there at Independence Lake. don't seem to see me anymore. Better with my numbers now. A part down by the water, stretching at the truth, trying to seem a little softer. And I still roll around with my magic marker. And that just feels good to write your name. And that just feels good to write your name. So this next song features the guy who actually introduced me to the Mountain Goats. And shortly after I heard the Mountain Goats, I became a huge fan, and I also became friends with Senator Neal for not that long after. But the guy who introduced me to the Mountain Goats, their music, was a guy named Chris Newmyer, and he was my boss at an office job I had when I first moved to New York. And I moved in September 2000, and we were still working there a year later when the planes hit the tower of the World Trade Center. Chris Newmyer said, "Why don't we go to my place? I've got a roof, and we can watch, see what happens." It was a weird day. We didn't know what was going to happen. So we went up to Chris Newmyer's roof. It was on 2nd Avenue and 9th Street, and we got up on the roof, and we were looking south, and we saw the towers fall. After that, like a lot of people, I fell into sort of some dark times. I think there was a huge malaise over really everyone. In my case, it was a divorce, it was drugs, it was alcohol, it was all that. But then a few years later, I started a band called The Hold Steady. That turned out pretty cool. I met a woman I really liked, and still with her. So this song is it's about believing that even in the darkest times, there's something better to come. It's about having faith in the future, and it's called Newmyer's Roof. There were the same bloodsuckers in the lobby again. When they called my name, I waved. I thought they might be my old friends. They had a cross in the car, they had a pig in the pan. I was in the bathroom doing my best to a sound. Thomas at the party supplies. He said he likes how it looks when I roll back my eyes. Studio sent a card to collect me. When the jobber dropped me off at the lot, he said he'd never forget me. Publicist mentioned lunch again. Had a passes to come again. She said, "Man, you're so damn American." Down Thomas had his eyebrows raised. He said he liked me much better when I was walking away. No, I've never been crucified. I never suffered or died. I never been shot. I've been lied to a lot. Hotel lobby, late night TV, either up on the stage or you're down on your knees. Blood on my hands, ash in my wine. You can see I get anxious sometimes. Nails in my hand, blood in my eyes. I feel pretty cool, but I know I look fried. Well, all these tall tales, not one tiny truth. So the towers go down from up on Newmyer's roof. Yeah, we were frightened. Yeah, we were drinking. It was all so confusing. But down Thomas went to talk to the cops. He said, "This sure seems like an inside job." No, I've never been crucified. I never suffered or died. Never been shot. I've been lied to lie. so far they got the game on TV, you're up with the lights while you're out in the streets. Man, we always want more, but we get what we need. I saw your girl at the movies, she seems pretty sweet. Thomas said the cynical take, he said the more you destroy, the more that you make. No, I've never been crucified, I never suffered or died, never been shot, I've been lied to a lot. Look at these mountains, look at these trees, Tom, there must be something you believe. Now look at these mountains, look at these trees, Tom, there must be something you believe. Tom, there must be something. Tom, there must be something. Tom, there must be something you believe. Tom, there must be something. Tom, there must be something. Tom, there must be something you believe. Thanks so much. Have a great thing. Thanks for being here, Albuquerque. I got some vinyl and merch. I'm going to go back there in a little bit. If you want to say hi, I'd love to say hi. And I'm going to say next, thanks for having me.